those of you who've watched paranormal shows like The Twilight Zone, Dark Mirror or Black Mirror, whatever that one's called, even Supernatural, of those types of shows, what story that was told by those shows really resonated with you personally? And if you want me to stall, I can answer that question as well.
This one was really, really hard because I don't actually watch too terribly much TV, but something that me and my parents used to watch a lot was, I don't know if anybody remembers Teen Wolf. Um, and I think that really resonated with me just because of how much some of the characters you can relate to, how people get bullied and then slowly are able to pick themselves up, kind of thing, through the main character.
We're gonna say that on the jet, she's in a place that you can keep someone incarcerated, and you could probably sedate her for longer than necessary. She can be sedated, and you're pretty confident nothing's going to happen. So
Felix is currently in the corner, just silently staring at his crystal ball. The fake one.
Pino is going to see that and actually come sit next to you. Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay, I thought I was, but I'm not.
Do you want to talk about it?
I knew there were terrible people in the world, but she was so. She treated it like it was such a normal thing, but it was.
Yes, I too am really disgusted, but I have to think things through. And what I see is, for her, she was raised like that. If she would have been in a different environment, she might have become quite different. But in that environment, she was told that it's normal, completely normal.
Your environment, yeah, but that doesn't excuse what you did.
Of course it doesn't. But still you have to bear in mind that she had completely different kind of parents that raised her.
Felix lets out a kind of laugh, but it's a bit more ironic, a laugh of irony. I was so certain when I decided to come. I was so certain, but I know this is what I need to be doing. It's just I don't think I was prepared for this.
I don't think any of us was. Some of us just can hide it better than others.
I need to think about something else. Later I need to talk to you in private.
That's fine. If you ever want to talk, just let me know.
Okay.
And I go back to my seat.
Celeste is just sitting there, calm as can be, and is just kind of watching Michael specifically. And it's very much a face of, I know.
Michael's just kind of leaned back in his chair. Celeste is watching him, he's watching her, and he's just kind of like trying to like think of what he's thinking about, and like, you know, there's so many things that he's like, what?
Celeste is actually going to take out her earpiece and set it down. Monsieur Michael, would you mind talking for a moment in private?
Sure. And he'll do the same.
Alright, and she'll walk like towards the back of the plane.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but I need to make sure I could trust you as well.
So it's a trust thing, is it?
It is, because it's actually quite a dangerous thing to know right now. I'm not here to stop you or to hurt you or anything. I actually want to help you. I don't think these things should be kept secret. They've been kept secret for too long.
And these things are.
Magic, creatures.
So they can just look like anybody.
Some of them are just anybody. I'm a witch. And it's not like what you've heard in the stories. I was born with magical talent. My parents were like you. They were not magical at all. I was just born with it. I went to a school where I learned to control it. And there's a whole world out there that muggles, people without magic, don't know about. A government, various schools all across the world. It's much more complex than just a few strange incidences.
You said a school? Schools and governments?
It's a Ministry of Magic. There are different branches all over the world, including in America. And it's not good.
And you wanted in on this. Why?
Because I believe we shouldn't be hiding. Keeping it a secret has caused many atrocities to happen, Monsieur. The government, the ministry, they don't recognize the same rules and laws and human rights as the Muggle governments do. You have the United Nations to intervene if they see someone, if they see a country that is denying people basic human rights, correct?
Correct.
We don't have that. In many places around the world, small people, not humans, but house elves, are still slaves. People are denied jobs because of diseases they can get. And they keep hidden because no one's there to intervene. They're stuck in a past, and we need to change that so that things can get better. And I think the only way to do that is for us to be discovered.
I see.
And that's why I wanted to talk to you alone and not with them. Because letting you know puts me in danger as well.
How have they managed to keep this hidden for so long?
There are entire parts of the government that are dedicated to erasing the memories of muggles who witness magic.
Is that everywhere?
As far as I know, yes. I think, at least the rumor is that only the Prime Minister of England knows about it. I don't know the details though. It's just something I heard.
And you have spells that are like our mist, that erase people's memories.
Yes. Only I know for a fact those spells have side effects.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I don't like using them. I have them if it's a last effort though. It's a last resort.
I see. Well, we all have our reasons for joining Orion. And I guess now I know yours.
Again, I mean you no harm. I wish I would have told you earlier, but my friends recommended that I check to see if you would react hostily.
Well, I have a bit more open mind after we just kidnapped a hag.
And I can confirm she is very much a hag. They do exist. I can be a benefit if you want me to stay. I have knowledge. I was originally given a job in the ministry. It was taken away after I fell ill.
I see. Well, if you're willing to help, guess I can't turn away such a valuable asset.
There's more, though.
Of course there is.
I have to ask that this be kept a secret from as many people as possible. The ministry is determined to keep their word a secret. If they find out someone from within is helping you, that kind of puts a big target on my back. And on yours.
I see. So the scope is a lot larger than what we at Orion initially thought.
Significantly.
All right. I'll keep your secret for now.
There is one other thing, but I wish to discuss it in a much more private setting.
How many more things are there?
Just one, but I feel this one may put you off even more, unfortunately. But it is one that must be kept secret from the others, especially the, seer. The gentleman who can see the future. He's also a wizard.
Are you sure?
As far as I know, no muggle has ever had that ability. Only seers.
Yeah, but a lot of people claim they can see the future, and a lot of people are really good at guessing.
He's been pretty accurate. And if he continues to be accurate, that should be even more proof. I
Yeah.
mean,
My grandmother was accurate when she got the wrong order of beans and her husband was fired from the factory. She called that too. It was pretty accurate, but I don't think she was a witch.
yeah. If he is truly a seer, then that means he is most likely a wizard. If he is faking it, which even many wizards do, then perhaps he is just another fake.
All right. I guess I'll have to keep my eyes out for a lot more now.
But perhaps, maybe after our next case, if it's an act of... My English is struggling today, I apologize. If it is alright with you, I'd like you to come and meet me where I am staying in Washington, D.C. So we can discuss in more private terms.
Sure.
And I'll happily answer any questions you have.
That sounds like a plan. And he'll stand up, and as he turns around, he'll kind of just whisper in French, "I guess you don't need gun training." And then he'll just walk off.
She'll laugh and follow. And Hark, we actually both took our earpieces out for that conversation, just so you're aware.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Felix definitely had his earpiece out as well when he was talking to Vienna.
Vienna wasn't as secure. He really was worried. That's just what. Did it feel like that was necessary?
I will say, though, that realistically, your group probably would have followed up on the Isadora case and probably ensured that if Isadora was living with family members at her house, that you were ready to acquire them as well from said house, like her mother and her aunts. So I will say that in the interest of time, you were able to capture her mother and her two aunts, and they will also be in the circle as well. Okay? So, next episode. So this is probably going to take place a few days later. I wanted to ask Raz, where is your character living or staying right now?
I would say probably in a smaller town in either China or somewhere in like Thailand. somewhere rather small and very sparse population.
Shiro, I'm gonna say that you were trying to do some investigations about the witch burnings, you said?
Yes.
Would that have happened, do you think, in that area, in the Thailand area?
I would say that there were some smaller cases of it, but not like
Okay.
in the scale of like the Salem witch burnings.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the Salem witch burnings are definitely one of the more well-known historically. But I can imagine in the wizarding world there have been something like the Salem witch trials happened all over the world to some degree.
Right.
And not just in America. For people who are suspected of being witches. And we'll say that you were doing some archaeological work, I guess you could call it, trying to get a little bit more of history, because pretty much I think everything that has been done was pretty thorough with the Salem witch trials. You're trying to look for similar things more in the Asian countries. And I'm going to say that we're going to say that you were in a location that is on the grounds of some abandoned public building. It's run down. Nobody has used it, but you believe that this is one of the places where a community of Wizarding World families had lived and were accused of being wizards and witches. And during this archaeological dig, you discovered a few trinkets, a few items, but I'm gonna say that you will eventually find what looks to be a storage box which has a few runic symbols on it. Feel free to roll a knowledge. Okay.
It's a 4 and a 2, so that's 6.
6? Okay. You're not going to be able to tell how to decipher the runes, but I'm going to say that you sense that this is a magically sealed box. You might be able to unlock it with a spell, a Lohomora spell,
All right.
probably.
So he's probably going to be a little bit more cautious because of the runes that he can't tell. And because he does use the wand that's magic, he's going to take a few steps back and kind of wave his hand using the Lohomora charm.
Sure. And I'm going to say that you're doing this at your place of residence, would you say?
Probably,
or do you have an office?
Probably his place of residence.
Place of residence, okay. Alright, so you'll cast a spell, and I'm going to say that roll me 2d6s again. I just want to make sure you don't dodge.
Alright.
This should be a spell that you probably use often, given your line of work.
A 5 and a 6, so 11.
Perfect. Okay. You will be able to unlock this box. You assume that whoever had this just didn't want muggles opening it.
Right.
So someone like you could easily be able to open it. And inside, you find what you think is a ring. You think it's a ring, and it's got some sort of a symbol on the end of it. Another runic symbol. I'll let you roll another 2d6 just to see if you get any higher from than before.
Double 3, so 6.
You still can't tell what that rune means. But it seems to be some sort of a ring. If you do a little bit of investigation, it seems a little too big to fit an average person's finger. Maybe it belonged to a giant? I don't know. It seems like a pretty large loop for a human's ring.
He would probably get a little excited at the find, and he would probably pocket it for later study.
Okay. We're gonna say that you're gonna be studying this object. Based on your observations of it, this does seem to be some sort of powerful artifact. Like, this is not your typical, wizard magic item. This is something about this is powerful. You don't necessarily think it's good or bad, but you're trying to figure out what exactly this thing does. Can you tell me, just to give me an idea, what does he do to try to determine the properties of this thing? What kind of experiments might he try to run?
He would probably use a variety of different spells to kind of figure out what it's made out of and see if there's any kind of charms or malevolent kind of spells with it.
Okay.
The more of an issue it causes to him, the more excited he would seem to get about it, just because of the harder he has to work, the harder the case is, the better it's going to feel when he finally cracks it.
Okay. If you give me 1 moment, I need to double check something.
All right.
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So, we're going to say that you're going to be casting some spells in order to try to investigate the properties of this ring as safely as you think you can. Just humor me. Can we say that your character has some sort of free-roaming pet, whether it be a cat or a dog or maybe some other wizard
So I could see him having, I don't know if you know anything about lizards, but a savanna monitor, which is about a 3-foot long lizard.
Okay, as long as this is something that can move freely in your house. So I'm gonna say that while you're doing while you're trying to cast these spells to experiment on this, at some point you cast a spell on it and you feel the room vibrate slightly, and your lizard familiar, we'll say you had an orange juice or some beverage on the counter of your kitchen nearby. Immediately after, we'll say that the lizard accidentally tips over the juice onto the floor, and there's a big spill on the kitchen floor.
All right. He would probably mumble under his breath and then go to clean it up.
You're gonna go to clean it up, and then when you get a rag or something and you turn around to the mess, the glass is back up onto the table and there's no mess on the floor, to your surprise. And the glass is still filled with the juice that was in it.
He would probably get a gleam in his eyes when he assumed that this was some kind of spell or charm that kind of rewound time. And he would probably go back to the ring to pick it up and look it over again to see if anything else has shown up on it.
You'll continue your investigation. Meanwhile, we're going to jump ahead a few days later, and we're going to say that the agents are flying to Thailand, and Agent Saif will give you the report, and she'll say, so this is a very interesting case. It's an interesting set of cases that I'm not sure they're related, but we figure you should probably check it out just in case. So there was a man who apparently tried to commit suicide. He jumped off of a bridge in Thailand, and someone who was recording just randomly, recording the bridge, was able to capture it on video of him jumping. They immediately sent the video to the police to investigate who this person might be who just jumped off of the bridge. And after a bit of investigations and eyewitnesses, they were able to ID this man who had committed suicide. There was a search to try to determine the whereabouts of this man. And as you can imagine, the family was very devastated to hear this. The body was never found. He was presumed dead. The interesting thing is, when the family was finally contacted about this man, he appeared on their doorstep the next day, completely fine.
All right, that's weird.
Agreed.
People asked the man if he was on that bridge, and he claims he was, and eventually mentioned that he thought about jumping, but he ended up deciding not to at the last moment. And yet, based on the recording, somebody jumped off that bridge at that time that he claimed he was there. This is the most extreme case, but there have been reports going on that in this specific town, people have been claiming that they have been having issues with their memory. Things that they thought that they did that they actually didn't end up doing.
So,
And
so things are happening and then not happening.
that's what it's sounding like.
This is gonna be a mess on my visions.
If it was just one or two cases, that would be one thing, but this is an entire town, basically, who have been having these memory lapses of some sort. It just sounds really strange and bizarre.
Agreed on that.
Yeah.
That's extremely weird.
Really bizarre.
Well, it is gonna need this will deserve our attention.
Do we have an actual number of people who have said this?
The reports seem to indicate that there are about 24.
That's a lot.
Oh, jeez.
So how are we supposed to figure this one out?
In these were found all around the town.
Did everything happen at the same time, or are they at different times?
They seem to be happening at the same time. One thing that looks very interesting is this particular footage. This was a footage taken at a convenience store. And so what you're going to see is you'll see the camera, and it's showing a bunch of people that are, just a couple of people that are around in the convenience store. And then the video suddenly starts to rewind back for about 6 seconds, and then fast forwards in double time back again and continues on. And so you're probably thinking, what? I mean, the thing kind of just rewound and moved forward. But then Syph will say, that just saw that little blip where it goes in reverse and fast forward, that's not the video rewinding. That's the actual video playing that way. And several other cameras, she shows you videos of other cameras, like from convenience shops, that are showing the exact same thing, time-stamped at the exact same time.
Time dilation.
Oh dear.
Oh, are things being rewounded?
Well, that's what it seems like.
Uh,
Some
time-
sort of time dilation. That's intriguing.
Time manipulation. That's bizarre, especially it seems like on a large scale.
Yes, it is.
And And out of character, you guys, right now in the Ministry of Magic, they're talking about making things like time turners illegal. They're talking about it. It hasn't happened yet, but it's something that they're talking about out of character.
All right, I'm going to try and see if I can divine any information about this mess. Looks, we're going to need all the information we can get.
Go for it.
Is there a range of how far that this wave of time dilation went? How far did it go?
But you believe that there's a way. You have to catch it happen in the act, though. But according to what Scythe tells you, this phenomenon, this pulsing that's been happening by these cameras, it's happened in more than one day. So over the course of 3 days, it's happened sometime in the afternoon, around the same time. It's not exactly at the same time each day, but it's like afternoonish each time.
Can I try and divine?
Please, go ahead, roll.
That's a 14.
Okay. What would you say is in front of you right this moment?
I think there would be the device from the that was showing the video. I think there'd be a bag of peanuts, maybe some chips, maybe a magazine or two.
This is actually, I got it. This is what's happening. So, you notice Vienno, his body starts to go in. Vienno's starts to go in color. So you can see Vienno in color. Then the color washes away from him and focuses down into his pocket. And rising out of his pocket is his wand.
Oh boy.
His wand's not actually rising in real life, you're just seeing this in your vision. And then, do you remember the last time you saw his wand pop out where...
the Capricorn?
Yes, something came off of his wand.
Yeah.
So something detaches from his wand with the Capricorn symbol on it. And then slowly the Capricorn symbol changes into a different symbol. But you can't, it's very like blurred. So you can't tell what symbol it changes into. And then the ring starts to spin around and around and around and around and around. In such a way that it almost looks like the hands of a clock spinning around and around and around. And then finally, it drops to the ground. And if you follow it as it drops to the ground, you see it pointing to the southeast. And something in your head specifically is telling you that its positioning on the southeast is significant. Something tells you it's significant. And then your vision stops.
Southeast. That's all I got. Southeast.
A direction.
Yeah, it's,
Well, that's something.
yeah, it is, but it's not really that helpful. It's just a direction. It doesn't give us anything specific.
How does your vision actually work? Agent Scythe says. Do you get voices in your head?
Oh.
Do you see moving pictures?
Oh, please, no voices.
Oh no, not voices. It's okay. This is going to sound really weird. You see, I usually don't see in color. I usually see in blacks and whites and various shades of gray. When I have a vision, things start to appear in color, and they start to move in weird ways. And they move in ways and they reshape and try and tell me things.
Are you sure you're not in contact with your old roommate anymore? It sounds like you've been...
No, I don't do it.
It is a bit interesting, to say the least. But again, so far you have not led us astray.
Look, I have a lot of trust in the visions I have. You can count on me. They might be weird and not as always helpful, but they are relevant, and they won't lie.
Okay.
I
Well, we have to just look somethings.
Can I talk to you for a few minutes?
Of course.
Follow me. I need to speak to you.
Ooh, secrets. He'll say in
I
French.
follow.
Oh, he'll say in French, new secrets.
was like, we all have them in French.
So,
Viedo will say in Finnish. Mitä te oikein puhutte? In the translation, what are you talking about?
Felix is gonna take out his earpiece. We need to talk. This is. We need. Once they're suitably away, probably in another room in the area in the jet, where they can have a more private talk.
The bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Viedo will take the earpiece out as well.
All right. First things first. We haven't had a good chance to talk about this, but why are you here in Orion?
What do you mean? I told you that I was looking for artifacts.
Yeah. Why join Orion? You're a wizard. I know you must have a reason for why you're doing helping them.
I like them. I like muggles. I've helped muggles with a lot of things. And often it's resulted in me giving them some magical items. And of course Magic Council doesn't really like that. Giving magical items to muggles is really not smiled upon. But I want to help them. And if I have to way to help them, but the Magic Council doesn't seem with magic. If I can help them with magic, I want to help them.
Felix, not only is it frowned upon, it's technically not legal. Technically.
It's technically not legal.
Technically not legal. Unless, for example, you are a muggle in a wizarding family. So like if you married into it, hence half-bloods. But just, randomly giving muggles magical items, even if they're not aware it's magical,
Yeah.
is technically illegal.
All right. Well, okay, I get why you're doing this now. Fiona, I have one more thing I need to ask you. Can you show me your wand?
Sure, I take my wand. And so it.
Can I see it?
Sure. I hand them.
I look at the ring from which the Capricorn came from.
You can see it, and it looks like it's etched. It looks like the Capricorn symbol is etched into his wand.
I'm gonna take out my own wand real quick and see if anything happens.
You take out your wand and nothing happens.
What are you doing?
When we first met many months ago, I had a strange vision. The Capricorn vision came off of your wand, a piece of your wand, and it went to mine.
So you saw the ring of Capricorn.
Yes.
Can I have my wand?
He hands it back to you. What does it mean?
I grab onto the part of Capricorn ring that's etched onto it and remove it.
Right. So he basically places his hand on where the etching is, and then the etching expands into the ring. So it sort of like seamlessly merges off of the wand, and then he can loop the ring off of it.
This is the ring of Capricorn.
All right. What?
It's a unique magic item that, when attached to your wand, grants boost depending on your astrological sign.
So, wait. There are others of these rings?
I have never seen any others. But if there is this kind of ring, I would think there might be others.
All right. Well, then why did I see it in my vision? Why did it go to my ring? My wand?
Well, you could attach this to your wand.
Yeah, but my symbol isn't a Capricorn.
We are not takes out his notes. What sign are you then?
And my birthday was September 1st, so I believe I'm a Virgo? Yeah, I'm a Virgo.
Oh.
So you notice that Virgo is compatible.
Yep.
Super compatible.
I have notes, taken notes about those.
Nice.
Well, in that case, you basically could do anything I could do. How this ring works, it depends on how compatible you are. If you have the sign of Capricorn, it's most powerful. But if you are any other sign that's compatible to the Capricorn, you could, depending on how good the compatibility is, you can get different bonuses.
Alright. Well, probably not be relevant to me because I can't even really do magic with it.
I think you might be able to turn invisible with this.
Invisible?
Yes.
That lets you turn invisible?
Yes.
Huh. Well, the reason I bring all this up is remember when I said southeast?
Yes.
It was preceded by that ring coming off your wand again, the symbol of the Capricorn coming off, and then hitting off in direction southeast.
Really? Was the ring any different?
I don't know. Do you think it's trying to point us to another ring?
Well, it could be possible. If that's the case.
Maybe I'm just shooting out random crazy theories. Maybe whatever this ring, maybe there's a ring causing something. Never mind. I'm expecting about nothing.
Well, my ring can cause a person to go invisible, and that is which is remarkable, seeing that its invisibility is extremely hard to do. So, if there are other rings, they might have different capabilities, depending on what sign they are. So, maybe it is another ring causing this time dilation, and that ring would have ability to cause time dilations when properly used.
That was what I was thinking. Any case, we should keep an eye out for any rings or anything like that. Come on, let's head back.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Felix puts his wand away. Let's head back to the others.
Yep. I attach the ring to my wand again and put my wand away.
Okay. You will eventually land at the airport in Thailand. What do you guys do? Now, Saif will send you the name of the village. I don't know my Thailand geography very well, so
Phuket.
insert where?
Phuket.
Phuket?
Yes.
Okay, Phuket.
Well, all we have to go on is go to southeast. So let's see what is there.
Yeah.
Maybe we can find get a hold of a map. Get access to the village.
Do we have a map? Let's see.
I'm sure you guys can get a map.
All right.
Do any of you actually know how to speak Thai? No?
Nope.
All right.
One language I do not know.
All right. In that case, good luck. So, I'm going to have everyone roll a language, regular language roll, please. Or linguistics roll. Regular linguistics.
10.
10? Just tell me who got the highest.
10.
Okay.
16.
Nice.
9.
All right, Michael. You may not know the language, but you are able to help navigate your way to the village. And once you arrive at the village, everyone roll an observation, please.
Double one.
So Felix, you guys are wandering around the village for a little bit, and things seem relatively normal among the citizens, when all of a sudden you notice a strange phenomenon where you can... It feels like everybody who's out in the street starts walking backwards for 5 seconds, and then they run forward again to catch up with their gait. And it's one of those really subtle things that you're the only one who seems to have felt that happen, but nobody else seems to notice that happened.
Okay, something just happened.
What?
Oh?
Everyone around us just walked backwards for like 5 seconds. They just kind of rewinded.
Did we just do it?
Did the rest of
Yes.
we just did it as well.
You sure? I don't remember. What
I'm positive.
Oh, I do not like this.
Intriguing.
In any case, we might be getting. This may be a sign we may be getting closer to whatever is causing this.
Well, let's continue. Let's try to find this anomaly.
Yeah, all we have is southeast.
And I don't suspect there is any way to figure. Like, do we know if it was happening more in one area, perhaps? Maybe that means it's closer to the origination?
Agent Saif, is there anywhere where these, do these happen in a certain area of the village?
I can send you a spot in the village where it seems to be more concentrated.
That would be very helpful. Thank you. You're amazing.
She will send it to you, and it is in the southeast part of town.
So
Thank you very much, Agent Saif.
Now we have an area to look for.
All right.
What are we looking for?
Well, for whatever may be causing this anomaly.
Do we? Is it like a dragon or something?
I don't know. Maybe we should look for something like maybe a ring or something.
That's
Oh,
oddly specific. Did you see that in the vision?
Kinda. I thought it was just relevant to the southeast thing, but like a compass or something. But maybe that was more relevant. It was a ring. For a bit, I thought it was a compass, but it might have been a ring.
So we might not be dealing with a person, but an item. Yeah, my specialty.
My question for Raz is, do you see yourself living amongst muggles, or do you see yourself living in the wizard district of this village?
I see myself probably living amongst the muggles.
Amongst the muggles.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So, you guys are just going to be wandering around. Roll me another observation, please. Vienno, roll advantage. Both Vienno and Michael, we're going to say that there are some kids. You're walking by a playground, and some kids are playing kickball of some sort of kickball sport. And a larger kid amongst the group manages to strike the ball and kicks it with a huge amount of force. It goes flying through the air, and right out from nowhere, it just... I will ask Celeste and Felix, roll me acrobatics, please.
Okay.
Tell me who's higher. Felix and... Acrobatics for Felix and Celeste.
Ooh, that's 11.
I got an 8.
Okay. This ball goes sailing through the air, and it just smacks Felix in the face. And Felix falls over.
Oh!
Oh.
Ow! Why me?
Oh my gosh, you gotta be more careful. And he'll reach down to help him up.
You'll reach over to help him up, and Felix, you're like, why is he trying to reach you down to help you up? You're standing up just fine.
Like, what are you doing?
I was gonna...
Oh dear.
Another time dilation.
Wait, what?
You got hit by a football.
I immediately look to see if the ball is about to fly and hit him again.
Oh!
You immediately look, and it is, and now Felix gets smacked in the face.
I was gonna say, can I try and catch it this time?
Go ahead, roll me an acrobatics to try to catch it. Roll me another acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Still pretty good. That's 10?
10. Nah, I think it's funny for Felix just to get hit in the face. Felix gets hit in the face.
Okay.
And there's no time dilation this time.
No, I got...
Maybe Michael thinks he's just had a vision.
Oh, whoa.
Vienno, when the time dilation happened that last time, you felt a pulse down at your hip where your wand is. You felt some sort of pulse.
Oh. I instinctively put my hand next to it and then return my hand back from there. Okay. I have a feeling we are getting closer.
You do?
What?
Well, that just happened recently, and it happened again.
Yeah, if these keep happening, it may be a good sign that we are getting closer.
What I don't get is why only did you forget it? Or why were you the only one who was rewound?
I don't... What?
That's weird to me.
I don't know, maybe...
Oh, that's the weird thing, yeah.
I did tell you I can cast spells.
Yeah, I know. But now we're rewinding in time and then fast forward.
Let's just keep looking. Felix is going to try and look around for like any sign of anything magical or magical looking.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So feel free to roll and observe. Something catches your eye, Felix. So a few houses down on a windowsill is resting this lizard. And the reason why the lizard catches your eye is because the lizard is very vibrantly colored to you in this sea of gray.
Here we go.
Definitely a very vibrantly colored lizard amongst a gray backdrop.
Green lizard.
that a hag too?
No, no.
No.
Felix begins walking in the direction of that.
Wait, you said green?
Yes.
He's colorblind.
green.
Okay, let's go.
Might as well.
If the colorblind person can see color, that's important.
Especially when he says his visions are in color, so yes.
You're gonna arrive at this house. What does Shiro's house look like?
It's a little bit run down. It's one story. It looks to be patched up until you get close, and then the air kind of shimmers around it. And it's a very, very clearly magical house with a very, very vibrant purple color. And there are a few monkeys and other large lizards roaming around the yard.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, this building is definitely not normal.
Felix, you wanna go check it out?
Yeah.
All
This
right.
feels like the right place.
Felix and Viano are probably going to go ahead and go into the door.
Go ahead. What happens?
Mino is going to knock on the door.
Shiro's voice, he's speaking Taiwanese, but he essentially says, "Come in, it's open."
Sorry, we can't understand you. In English.
You hear somebody speaking clearly in a Finnish voice, in a Finnish accent. I'm gonna say you're smart enough to know what that sounds like.
With a huge sigh, he gets up from his work table where he was once again studying the ring, and he opens the door. When he opens the door, he is wearing very, very bright clothing. So he's wearing very bright blue shoes, almost neon-y green pants, also a very bright blue shirt.
And Felix only sees all of this in grays.
And he has a very, very long top knot that hangs down to about mid-back.
Excuse me, sorry about this. We are here to... There have been information about some weird going-ons around this area, and what we have learned is it's... Have you noticed anything weird going on?
He will glance back at his work table and immediately say no.
I would like to make an observation to try and check if he's lying.
Via, no, you're welcome to do that too.
That's 11 again. I'm only
Okay.
7 today.
10 is average, so 11's not bad. What is? Go ahead.
22.
22. All right. Just so I know, can you roll me 2d6s, Ryan, please? Roll me 2d6s.